Hello. Hello, chat. I mean, 0 people. Today we're making a game where we punch people. This is a project that I've been like sitting on for so long. I posted a few screenshots, a few clips on my Twitter, and it's not much now. It's basically just a prototype, but it's gonna pop off. This is what I got going on right now, right? So we got some hands. These will be swapped out. Don't worry. These will be swapped out. We got 2 types of enemies. This guy's just a punching guy. You can punch him, and he does this thing. That's all he does. And then we got this guy over here. This guy's a moving guy. He's gonna have some AI going on, but for now, he's a little silly. He's a little stupid, this guy. So they just kind of do the same thing. You punch multiple at the same time. You can punch through guys. It don't work that well, but it's going. It's going. What's up, Glitchbox? How's it going? But that's basically what I got going on. Now, the overall idea. I've already outlined this whole thing, right? It's going to be imagine Doom, kind of. Doom, but like deranged, right? You're not allowed to use a gun. It's going to be a bullet hell roguelike. And no kicking. It's going to be 2 things, punching and magic items. There's going to be a lot of magic items built in collaboration with your punches. It's going to be built around the idea of punching, and based on whatever mouse button you click, there's a different hand. I can punch like left, I can punch like right, or I can alternate, and I think I want to have like combos going with the alternations. But I also want to have magic items that are built around, the hands and punching and stuff. I think that's going to be sick. But eventually I want to get this prototype looking like an actual game. So I have an art style picked out. I don't know if anyone here knows Faith, Thea, and Holy Trinity. But I love this game's art style. Now, when I mean I want to use this game's art style, this is clearly a 2D game, right? Like, this is clearly not something that I can realistically turn into a first-person roguelike punching game, but I absolutely love the cutscenes and the animations. I love them so much. They're so cool. I think they were all rotoscoped by the developer. They're awesome. So I want to, at the very least, mimic that. Not this. I don't know what this is. This isn't in the game, if anyone's wondering. So RetroPixel, yeah, kinda. I like this like kind of black where the lines are. I don't know why I'm still using this as a reference, but I love the black, and then the outlines are, different colors. So I have to decide which way I'm going to take the direction. If I could do 2 things. I could, 1, make my 3D models and then hand draw each of the frames, over top so that I can mimic this style. Or 2, write some sort of shader for it. I might do a mix of both because I want the environment to also follow a very similar style. Like even in this photo, you can see the shelves are all lit up and doors and outline. So I might do like a shader for maybe the environment and then draw in the frames myself. Or I might just say everything gets the shader and do it that way. So that's the idea, but we're not even here yet. This is something I'm going to get to. At the moment, I'm still working on prototype AI. The goal is I'm working on just the AI of this guy. I want a basic enemy. I want a basic enemy that can move around, punch and die. Once I get the basic enemy, I want to make a sample level. And then after the sample level, we can start working on art. And once I have that, I'll have kind of a suitable prototype / demo type thing. And then from there, we can go on to making, more enemies, abilities, stuff like that. Also, used to need as much tries and low demand on resources. I mean shaders, or the drawings. The drawings would have to be sprites. Godot has like a 3D sprite. Let me see if I can find it. 3D sprite. My spacebar isn't working. Why isn't... am I losing my mind, or is my spacebar... No, my spacebar is working. Godot, why are you doing that to me? Unless you just can't type spacebars in that at all. Yeah, Godot has this Sprite 3D node, which, let me see here. Can I put that in there? Yeah. So this is what I would most likely, models. Yeah. I mean, I'm not concerned. So that is the other thing I was thinking of, because I want the, like whenever you kill someone, I want the bodies just kind of sit there. The other thing that I could do is mix of both. I could make the models myself, and then make a shader to just write over the models, or the renders of the models. Like I could render the models as sprites, and then have a shader that can outline them myself. I actually, I also found this software. What was it called? Like Pixel. I just saw Pixel Composer. This is just the demo, but this is a really sick piece of software, where it can take sprites, like it can take in a basic sprite, and then transform it into something completely different. My favorite one was this here. It takes in a bunch of like sides of these sprites, and it can compile an actual 3D object, which can be moved around. If I wanted to, I could use this to write a pixel shader, and then outline, and then export my frames that way. That would be a neat thing to do. Or I just straight up make the shader inside this engine, and then do it that way. But we'll see how that goes. I might end up going that route, making some sort of compositor shader for my sprite renders. But yeah, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We don't have to worry about that. So what I was working on. Also, I set up Visual Studio Code to work with Godot. It's absolutely wonderful. This is awesome. I was using the script editor for a while, and it's really nice. And it's very well integrated with the code, but it just feels a little cramped. And actually, you can break it out into a separate window, but I just like Visual Studio. I'm used to it. So the enemy, I've been really trying to work on making expandable code. So let me show anyone what I got going on. So Godot has very high emphasis on its node system, right? Every object in a Godot scene is like made of nodes. So in my case, the character body to 3D, which is the main body for all all enemies, characters, players, whatever that need to move. So that's a node. So what you can do is you can make custom nodes. Like I made a health node. I can give the player health, and then it will simply destroy the player. I might need to make something a little more specific for the player, because I don't want the player object to get destroyed when it dies because the camera's in it. But for something like the enemy, I can just be like, hey, this thing needs health. Let me put the health component on it, and now it takes in health. And then, like, the cool thing is this can apply to anything. Like, this is just a test object. If I wanted to, here's the movement enemy. It's got the same exact health component, and they both work the same. I can go play the game. It has 10 health, and I think my punches do, like, 2 damage. Like, what, after, like, 5 hits? 2, 3, 4, 5. It's dead. It's really cool. This system's so fun to play with. And similarly for the attack components, like, the player has where is it? He has 3 attack components. The enemies literally used, not this guy. Do I have an attack component on these at all? Yeah. So the enemy literally uses the exact same attack component as the player does. I don't need to write custom enemy code for that. I just need to write his AI, and then he has access to these scripts. It's really cool. This should have a target. I don't know what that is yet, but I'm not going to bother. So, enemy AI. I have this enemy AI. I was working on a state machine. I just wanted to give him an idle type movement. This is where he's just kind of wandering toward the player before he attacks or takes damage, all that good stuff. Problem being, he's not moving. This signal isn't being connected. I gotta figure that one out. Should you have used all major game engines? Yeah, I mean, I've bounced around a bunch of game engines. Unity was my main for like literally 8 years. Um, and then I wanted to not use Unity anymore. I tried Unreal just because it's Unreal, but I don't like using Unreal. Um, Unreal is so bloated, and I think builds. I heard someone say that they're like little game took like an hour to build. I don't want that. That's not reasonable. So I went to Godot, and Godot is awesome. I love Godot. I've been using so much open source software recently. Open source is so fun to mess around with. Um, so we got to figure out why this signal isn't being triggered. Um, Let me open, actually, I'm going to open the script up in the script editor because I just want to make sure that the signal is actually connected. Basically, whenever I set the enemy's velocity, it's supposed to trigger this velocity computed function, but it's not, which is very strange. And I need this function so that the enemy can reasonably route around things and other AIs, because I would like them to do that. So which one of these scripts is it? Enemy idle. Nope, it just opens up here. Let me use this. Input. Where did I find the... I don't think it's in project. I think it's editor. I want to use both. Let me use both. The only good thing about this is that it shows you the signals, like the little green dots and stuff. You don't get that here, unfortunately. I don't know if there's a plugin for that. I didn't check. I checked some Godot extensions. I only downloaded one to get it to work. Let's see. That's the C# tools, but I don't think I need that. Features. Yeah, I probably don't need this. Godot JavaScript, huh? Okay. Most of this is just highlighting in colors. Your backers just stopped being able to save, so now you're questioning everything. That's unfortunate. I haven't even worked on mine in a while. That project might be done. I got so much other stuff I'm working on. I got to finish the FNAF game. That's supposed to release in June, so we gotta like clutch up there. And then right after that, I've got like 2 projects lined up, this and one other thing, but I'm not going to talk about it yet. I want to get some bass down for that before I release anything, but I'd love to be able to release a trailer on it at some point. Okay, so so this is the set velocity function. It's supposed to trigger a signal that this is supposed to read, but it's just not for some reason. Let me go to the navigation agent. So this is it, velocity computed. It says notifies when the collision avoidance velocity is calculated. So, I mean, yeah, that's what we're doing. Minimum velocity is set. So we set velocity, and for some reason it's not... Right, that is the function, right? Go to method. It didn't take me here. It's a little strange. I'm going to disconnect it and reconnect it. Wait. It was enemy idle. There it is. So this should be the one. Okay, connect. Alright, I'm hoping that connected. Let's test it out. If it works, you should be able to. He's not moving. I'm gonna kill him. Die. He's dead. Bye-bye. Hi, Addicted. Welcome. Welcome. We're making the game that punches everything. But it's not working. He's supposed to be moving. It's not even reading it. It's supposed to print go off, but he's not going off. And I don't think any of this garbage, we're getting these. This is all navigation map stuff that I'm not going to bother with trying to fix for now, because I don't know I don't think it actually bothers anything. Dot set velocity. That's very strange. I think we should consult Google on this one. Nav agent set, I should say, velocity computed signal. Navigation agent doesn't return signal velocity computed. That sounds like my issue. What do we got going on? Deleted. Fantastic. Never mind, you're not calling agent.setVelocity. Isn't that what I'm doing? Yeah. I'm already doing that. Hold on. The problem was that in each physics process call, I had to add navigation.setVelocity. Velocity. Not the, he has navigation obstacle in the same body as the agent, which is not allowed. That could cause a problem. I don't think I'm doing that. I don't have any navigation obstacles, actually. Go into character body script. I'm technically doing that. $10 months ago, and he didn't post a photo. Okay. Physics process. I am running that. I'm running a physics process, right? Yeah. The physics update gets called from my state machine. So it should be physics process, but it's not. Signal. Not working. Nav agent doesn't work. Ignoring signals. Maybe? That's Unity. Settings. It says settings. I read that wrong. Let me specify. I think my Google is like hardwired to work to give me all the Unity resources. Not reaching collisions. Velocity signal. No one has ever had my issue before. I have a video pulled up that kind of talks about this stuff, but my code is literally the same as his. Let me see here. Yeah, so this was his final code here. So we got the current location, next location, new velocity. A lot of this stuff was also changed as well. Let's see. Things like get next location, I think, was changed to get next path position. Same things with set target location. I believe I have just set target position right here. I don't actually know where he's calling this function. That doesn't work. Because I don't see this being called anywhere. Which is strange, but I'm not going to bother. So in the physics process, I feel like I'm doing that same thing. So we have set target position. See, that's getting the global transform of... Oh, you know why he needs that? At least I think why he needs that. So body is the... Since this is a component, body is the character body of the top. Should I do global position? I don't... Global position. I don't think this should matter all that much. I don't think that would matter all that much, because regardless, this is not being... let me see. Okay, we're going to rename this. We're going to say this is velocity computed. And this guy is going to go up here. I'm just going to call this physics process, or physics update maybe. I can't type. So we're getting all the physics updates, but none of them are the velocity stuff, which is so odd. Doesn't seem like I'm able to punch him, which means his velocity is not getting set at all, which is awesome. But I want it to not do that, I think. Let's print the new velocity. Actually, let's print, let's see if it's even setting at all. Have agent dot get velocity. Let's see if it's printing it at all, even. Okay, so it's clearly being computed and set because it's adjusting its velocity or the direction where it should move in accordance to where the player moves. So if I move this way, it's going to change. If I move this way, it's also going to change. And this way, and all that good stuff. So I don't know what your deal is, green thing. Because it should be sending that signal. Let me see if I can, let me go to its definition here. Can I even do that? Alright, fine. Go here. Velocity. There's a lot of mentions of velocity here. Here we go. When agent teleport into position, you set velocity forced. Interesting. Is there another definition of it? Nope. Nope, this is all we get. Should we try this? Let's try this. Okay. Well, now nothing's getting set down there. So I don't know what that's supposed to do. When agent's teleported to a new position. Yeah. Well, he's not being teleported, so there's probably no reason to do that. So it's the new wanted velocity for the agent. The avoidance simulation will try to fulfill this velocity if possible and modify it to avoid collision with other agents and obstacles. So that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. And that's why it should be triggering this signal, or connected to it at least, with a safe velocity, which is the computed velocity that, you know, that'll get him around all the obstacles and stuff. But for the life of me, I don't know why this isn't being triggered. Do you think you should move to Godot or Unity or stay with Unreal? It depends on what you're making. If you need the high fidelity graphics and like artistic tools, then Unreal is probably the best choice. I don't like it for what I want to make because I prefer the indie style. Like I don't need hyper realistic. I prefer stylized stuff. And I don't really need that. Plus, it's for me, it's super slow to work in, because Unreal takes forever to load up. It's heavy projects. I think like a fresh build, if you just build a standard project, I think even that build is almost a gig, if not more than it, which is I don't like at all. I much prefer lightweight. Like I can build this project here, and it's probably going to be like 30 megabytes. Unity's okay. I would just rather not use Unity, especially if I'm going to work on a commercial project, because they will take a cut. Same with Unreal. They both take cuts. I'm just using Godot because I prefer open source software, and I think it's best suited for making the types of games that I want to. So it completely depends on the type of game that you're going to make. If it needs to be high fidelity, ultra realistic, I'd probably say Unreal. But if you can get away with more of just a standard indie game, but it's more stylized, Godot's probably better. And then Unity's kind of the middle ground. You can make either or with it. For me, I just would rather not have a company feel like they're entitled to a cut of my game's profits, in the long run at least. Okay. I don't like that you are not being, I don't like that you're not being called. It's clearly connected. Let's see here. Velocity computed not being called. Let's see. This guy's saying it's called without set velocity. That's weird. Oh wait, this is interesting. Starting with Godot 4.1, the emission of the avoidance velocity signal no longer depends on a user script to call navigation agent.setVelocity, as long as navigation agent.avoidance enabled is true, and the agent has a navigation map. The agent takes part in avoidance simulation and the callback. Okay. So that happens after every update, which is weird because I don't see the signal returning after every update, but that's interesting. So is that somewhere I can look? Avoidance. Oh! Whoa. Okay. Click. So if I just go in and let's do this. Let's comment. Is there a comment button? I gotta figure that out. I'm almost certain there is. Oh, it's not C#. So I guess we're gonna do body.velocity equals new. Actually, I'm gonna start using set velocity. New velo. Okay. I guess we can see if that works. Okay. I wouldn't really call this avoidance per se. It said it needs a navigation map. Radius, max neighbors, max speed. Use 3D. What is this? True agent calculates avoidance velocities in 3D omnidirectionally. Example where game takes place in air, underwater, or space. Yeah, I don't need that. Radius, height. Okay, so avoidance is enabled. What else do I need? If true, the agent is registered for an RVO avoidance callback on the navigation server 3D when velocity is set. Oh, maybe I do need that code. Maybe I just needed to check that box, and now this code will work. Let's see. Maybe that's what I didn't really watch that guy's whole video. Okay. Oh, do I still have force velocity? I do. Set velocity. Okay, this is being called now, which is good. Do you know Cry of Fear? I do not know Cry of Fear. I'll look it up. Cry of Fear, Steam. Looks like it has good reviews. Yeah, I've not heard of this. That's terrifying. Yeah, this is the type of game I would probably just use Godot for. I don't know how old it is. It looks like it's fairly retro in its graphics. 2013? Yeah. It's not retro, but it's okay. You're still not exactly walking around it. Making a game like it. Yeah, that's a game that I would probably use Godot for, based on its art style. That's not something I would use Unreal for. Maybe Unity, but I would use Godot for a game that looks like that. Okay, so this is kind of working now. I just need to figure out why it's not walking around that guy. Avoidance processing with many registered agents has significant performance costs that should only be enabled on agents that currently require it. Okay, that's fine. I'll have to figure out optimizations and stuff. Is it because of the radius? What's the radius on the actual agent? 0.5. I think they're a little wider than 0.5. No, they're not. They're exactly 0.5. Never mind. Let's see. I'll turn the avoidance radius up, and then maybe it'll do something. No, but the neighbor distance is 50. Maybe I should turn on avoidance in the test enemy. He doesn't actually have any, like, code for you know, avoidance or navigation, but maybe that'll do something. Nope, it's still stupid. It's trying its best. I can't fault it for that. He's not moving anymore, though. I don't think it's working. Clearly, it's computing. It's actually hitting that signal now, which is good. It's clearly hitting the signal, but it's not walking around him. Let's see. What else? What else did that video say? Because I did completely kind of skip around in this video when he was setting up. Let's see. Target will reach multiple enemies such avoidance collision. Okay. Let's see if he goes into the inspector. Okay, so there's him checking on avoidance. It looks like.
All you have to do is.
As I'm going to assume that's what he's doing here. Oh, my headphone's disconnected. Hold on. My headphones turned off.
Panel here, and we'll enable avoidance. And we need to also use the symbolize.
Yeah, there it is. So this is what I was doing. See, it doesn't look like he had changed anything else, but now they're following correctly. So here, let's do a test with multiple moving enemies. See if they kind of conform, or if they run into each other. No, they look like they just kind of walk into each other. It's interesting. Let's see, maybe it is something in here. I didn't watch him adjust anything else, but we can turn the radius up maybe? I don't know. No, they are staying apart now. Yeah, they're definitely let's see. So what did this guy set him to? Did he even... I didn't even watch him adjust it. Oh, his radius is just straight up set to 1 anyway, so I'll do that. So let's see if it'll walk around the... Oh, it is. It's a little jank looking, but it's definitely doing that. Where are you going? Don't worry, guys. He's just a little stupid. Okay. That's good. See, maybe it's because that the test enemy has only a 1. Something else I was thinking of doing is making them avoid each other but not actually collide, but I don't think that would matter all that much. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. You can do a retro king because it takes less space and look cool. Yeah. Especially if you're going to do one that takes less space, Godot's probably the way to go. when it comes to game sizes. Um, Definitely the game, the one of the other games that I want to make. It's not in that same retro style. I want it to be like kind of super vibrant, but I also want to make it into a horror game with that. I want to use like the retro models, like the low poly style, and I like the pixel snapping that the PS1 has, or the vertex snapping, where the floating point math isn't. They round the numbers for whatever reason. I forget the exact reason, but it causes the vertex to like wobble. Um, and it looks real fun. It looks like a really nice effect. Doing coding. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's not that hard. It depends on. I think Godot GD script's a good place to start because it's structured like Python and Python. Actually, Python's probably even easier to pick up and learn, but Godot is structured a lot like Python, and obviously something like. And this isn't the most complex thing in the world, but um, this is a very simple script, just for looking at up the player. This is actually the name tag script for the tops of the enemies. Um, it's literally just the process runs every frame, looks at the player, and then I want the rotation on the x-axis stay at 0. I think Brackeys is doing more Godot stuff now, which is pretty awesome. Let me Brackeys. Yeah, I was so excited when Brackeys came back to YouTube. Um, yeah, go watch these. These are good. These are good videos. They're really. I mean, like I already knew Godot, and I watched this whole thing, and I still learned something. So definitely watch these. And there's a lot more. There's this guy I've been watching recently. If you want to get into technical code, this guy makes really fantastic videos on entity component systems and state machines. Um, that's much more technical, but those are good resources. Okay, so what's the next step? So we have the guy running around now, and he can navigate things roughly. I'm probably gonna look into a better way to do it. Let me actually add some obstacles into the scene, so it like. Let's see here. So this is the world. I assume that I need to add like another static body obstacle. So you can be a square and have a square shape. Is this still under the ground? No. And then I might as well scale it. Okay. So if I bake this, nice. It's neat. So I want to see how they react to this. What's your plan? All right, they go around. Now they're here. Hello, guys. These are my friends. Moving dummy. I caught it in a moment where it wasn't setting its So when they're in the middle of setting their AI, they can take knockback and stuff. Well, kind of. What I need to do is I need to define more states. So if I'm going to do this, I at the moment I have a state machine script set up. So state machine is the script that kind of runs everything. Does this get of decals? I think it does actually. Decal. Yeah, look at that. Let me delete this actually. Yeah, decal. I've never used it, but I know it's probably perfect for albedo. Yeah, let's just throw the icon in here. See that? I know this is probably fantastic for bullet holes and stuff. Roblox interface is better than Unreal. That's why I am not using. I don't want to use Unreal. I really don't. It looks so bloated to me. This is super convenient, and then you can literally modify anything here. But yeah, this is whoa. That's funny. Yeah, they got decals. That works real well. So where was I at? State machines. So the state machine is basically it's the one that kind of monitors how the enemy is kind of moving. So an enemy idle. Well, first off, it takes in an initial state, and it basically has a process, and then like the physics process here. And all it does is it calls the physics update and the regular update processes in the state. And then same thing with the exit. So all it does is really just pass on to the enemy idle and call these functions. But we're going to want another state here. And this one's going to be enemy damage. So let's go here. Enemy idle state machine. So I think I can, let's see. I keep clicking on script, like that'll give me something. So this is a state. So I bet I can add another state here. Yeah, like that. Enemy damage. And enemy damage is going to be simple. It's going to be it's going to be just the turn off the pathfinding for the time being. Enemy idle. Call new script. Enemy damage. Actually, I think it was already it's already called that. Scripts open. Okay, so we're getting some basic stuff here. So we're going to need the physics update, the enter, I think. Because all we're going to do in the physics update is run the, actually this should extend state. And then I'll make it a class name. So I want to make these default, and I can probably extend these. Enemy damage. So we're gonna need physics update. So copy that. Delta float. Okay. So all we're gonna need is a body. I think I just had it to no character body. It's an enemy. Should be a character body. And literally, I think all we're gonna do dot move and slide, and there's like no there's no pathfinding code in here, so it won't even bother with any of this. And what are we gonna need something else? Enter. Yeah, there's no specific code here for transitioning enemies, just in the state machine. Oh, and the state has a signal for this. I don't know when we need to call this signal. Yeah, I'm not sure when we're going to need to call this. Trying to remember this code works. Remember that guy I was talking about? This guy with the state machines? This is the guy I learned how to do this from. Very good video. I will actually like it right now. This is a very good video if you want to know how state machines work. I will consult his code. Although I've watched this video like 2-3 times already. Follow state code. So this is transitioning. This is what I'm going to need. Because there's a signal for transitioning the code, or the what's it called? States. That probably needs to be called. I believe we call this on-child transition. But I don't have an emitter for the transitioned, what's it called? This thing. And it's there for a reason, so I gotta figure out where that's supposed to sit. So this guy's basic stuff is it already done? You already did it. What? Transition. Okay, there's where he. Okay, there it is. Wait, did you see it? I missed it. No, not there. We only talk about brackeys now. We should talk about this. Transition.emit self follow. So this is. Oh, okay. So on damage, I'm probably going to need to call a damage function to the enemy idle. Because I have a health component, but I would rather not modify this because I want to use this on any object that requires some sort of health. So this is probably going to have to be done in the idle here. But that's alright. I could always connect the signal to it. So for the sake of this, I'm just going to call on damage. And then this is probably going to do transition.emit, leave self, and then it needs a, I think, enemy damage, because that's the name of the child. So how this script works, where is it? State machine. It grabs every child and creates a little array where each of the names is the index. So if I had to guess, this enemy damage is going to be called, so we will do that. So I guess I need to connect a what's it called? A signal to it. So I guess connecting it to the same signal there, it would be the hurt box. Yeah. So let's do that. And this hurt box is also a component, so I can just connect this to anything that needs to be hit. Take damage, connect, enemy idle, but we're gonna pick script methods. No, we want this. There's a lot here. Am I blind or am I? I think I'm blind. Or I'm not. Oh, I should probably save my stuff here. There we go. Don't clip that. We're not clipping that today. Nope. We're not clipping that today. Chat, come on. Come on, chat. Come on, you know. You know me. No, you know me. Alright, we're gonna test this one. So they should move to me, but as soon as I hit them, they should just kind of stop moving. You didn't stop moving! Oh, the debugger. Oh, I think I forgot to sign moving. What was the other errors here? We take damage to callable. What? Oh, is it because I'm passing an attack? Mathematics like 0 arguments, but called with 1. For the sake, I'm just going to... I don't actually need this, but that might make the code a little happier. Alright, come over here. Nope, he's still moving. Oh, no, he's going off that way. And then you might do the same? Okay. That's good to know. In that case, let's fix that. So... what's happening here? So we have enemy damage. So it's obviously... okay. This is immediately wrong. I know that. Let me adjust that real quick. I might have to go to the player. Maybe here. Yeah. I'm gonna grab this. Actually, I might just use this script. Now that I think about it. Do I need this? No. No, I don't need this. Okay, we're going to grab literally this whole thing and copy it. I don't even think I have this in this script. Yeah, that's fine. I won't bother. We'll do Q&A. Probably not. I really don't have anything to take questions on. Once I have like a massive game that I'm actually working on myself, then I'd probably do something. But I really got nothing to comment on here. Okay. So this is going to go in here. We're going to rename this to, oops, it can't be renamed. Why? I just did it. See that? Gravity. And then I'll move friction. I feel like this should be broken up into, no, they're fine here. That's going on an iceberg somewhere. That would go on an iceberg. Okay, why don't you like this? Just tab for character instead of space. What are those spaces? What are you upset about? It's so picky. What are you still upset about? Valid operands. Body dot velocity dot. Oh, what was this? Is that supposed to be friction? I'm gonna assume that's friction. And I accidentally overrid it. Okay. I missed. Nope. Oh, I didn't miss. They just didn't do anything. Oh, no. Oh, bye-bye. Okay. So, really, it's working. It's transitioning states, which is great. But for whatever reason, it don't want to slow down. Here. Oh, we need to probably print that. Oh, do I have errors? I might have just not. Never mind. It's got a target there. Okay, so I want to see these guys start printing to console. All right, and it's printing the console. So I at least know it's working. I just don't know why it's not hitting 0. It's not hitting 0, and I don't know why. So Andre, those don't turn on. Those don't turn into emotes. They don't work. They don't work. Has my chat been working? I don't think so. Maybe now it'll work. Oh, unless maybe it's like up there they are. Okay. Let's see. Because this is literally the same code that I've got in the other player, or the other enemy, this guy. We know the process is getting called. And gravity's working. It just doesn't want to go to 0 for some reason. Alright, let's do one more test. I'm going to delete these two. And it also should be taking that knockback a lot more. I think I have to set the velocity of the guy to be 0 when he takes damage. Well, not when he takes damage, but because the knockback gets computed in the health component, which I've moved this around a lot. I've moved this around a lot. I don't know where it should be exactly. Because every object should have knockback. I originally had it in a separate component, but I figured that was pointless. Target the velocity. Let's go to enemy idle here. Like I feel like calling the knockback function here would be best. But that feels really weird. Yeah, that feels really weird. Okay, maybe where is it? Maybe this here is there's like an order of operations type thing. So can I call the state machine stuff first? No, it's not letting me change the order. That's unfortunate. Because if I can get the state machine stuff to get called first, I could set the velocity to 0 before changing the knockback stuff, but velocity, we can just do that here and see what happens. 0. Okay, it didn't even go to 0. Stop moving. Like, that's just some number. It's just some number. Okay, so maybe in the... Just to, like, make progress here. So we have an enter function, right? So func enter. Not enter tree, enter. We're gonna do that. No, you're still moving. Why are you moving? That makes no sense. It's literally setting the velocity to 0. And I have the nav agent attached to it, but there's no code running on it now. State exit. Okay, yeah, this should be swapping out the states right. So why is the velocity not 0? Like, I could just force it just because. See if it's like, if it really is listening to me or not. It's playing with me. It's messing with me. It says it's 0 in the chat. It's just messing with me. Okay. Yeah, there's like nothing I can do with that. It's genuinely just messing with me. Unless it's like doing something there, but if it's 0, it's 0. I don't see any way around that. Let's set it to 0 before move and slide is called. Unless it's because I'm calling move and slide. Where's the health component? I am calling, no, I'm not calling move and slide here. Yeah, I have no clue. That's crazy. I understand why it's not popping up as zeros in the chat, but that's so frustrating. Why is it doing that? Like, it's not navigating or anything, but it should not be anything else but 0. I don't know. Let me comment. I'll comment this out. Just to, like, have nothing update the velocity there. Nope. It's still being weird. So let's do this, and then I'm going to print another set velocity here to see if there's something here that's been messing with it. Okay, so somewhere the velocity is being set only on the y. And I guess that could be here, but that's only if the body's not set. Okay, let's see. Use tab for why are you so picky? I am doing that. Okay. Super interesting. It looks like, for whatever reason, yeah, that wouldn't do anything. It looks like for whatever reason it gets adjusted around here. But all this does is adjust the gravity. And even then, like this is just the y, negative 0.25. I don't know why it's moving in any other direction. And that's really confusing to me because this script is literally the same thing, right? Like I copied and pasted it. You saw me. But this one works. Let's see. Where do I have friction set to for the other one? Hurt box, enemy. I have friction set to 2 on this guy. I don't know. I'll set it to 2 as well. Okay. It's the same deal. Does it move in the... Does it always move in the direction that I like... Like, what if I want to go this way? Yeah, it does. That's so bizarre. So I don't have any navigation code working on this. Maybe before it gets called, you can call like nav agent dot set velocity. Maybe we can set it there. Okay. Now it's moving still. So it was the navigation agent that still had velocity, which is very weird. But maybe it makes sense. Because I assumed that slide, maybe the move and slide, because I always thought that you have to set the velocity of the body based on the nav, whatever's in the nav agent, but I guess not. Or maybe regardless, it's still calling. Maybe that's it, because I have avoidance on. No matter what, it's going to be calling this function, but that's fine. We figured it out. So let's remove this and see how it handles knockback. Okay. We're close. Honestly, that seems like that's more of a parameters thing than anything. Let's see. At least I think it is. Because that does move very differently than this guy. So this guy moves like that. You move like that. There's no friction with that guy, how he moves, and this guy slides, so I'm not quite sure. He should move like the other guy. Maybe it's the fact that that's the attack component. Friction 2. See, this guy just has 2 friction on that on his as well. My only guess is that something in the state machine isn't being adjusted right. But I don't see why not. See, so this is where it calls the transition. And it's clearly working, so state doesn't equal current state. That doesn't make much sense to me. So if we have our enemy idle here, and the emission returns itself, but the current state is already enemy idle, that seems like it would just return there. So clearly it's adjusting, so maybe it is getting past. I'm curious. I'm just gonna change this to that. Yeah, and see it's not switching. Okay. It's a little backwards, but maybe I'm just misunderstanding it. New states, if it's not new, or if it doesn't exist, return, but it clearly does, so current state, exit the current state. Maybe that's, let me see here, so enemy idle, maybe I just need to, maybe that's what it needs. Maybe, is there like a nav agent dot this, like disconnect's not the right thing, because I think that's for signals. Set active. I don't know if there's a way to disable it. Yeah, there's like no friction on it. And it's not supposed to stop in the air, actually. The friction maintains until it hits the ground on those guys. So I don't know why it's... enemy damage versus enemy. I'm trying to think if there's any other... if there's any other way around this that I'm missing. Let's print, I'll print the velocity here. Just to check it again. Yeah, it's just, there's like, that's so short. They got like no movement time. Okay, that's a lot. What's up, Sir Natty? How's it going? How's it been? We're making a game where we punch things a lot. Currently, this current enemy is a tank. He's not moving. I'm trying to get him to move a little bit. I'm using the same friction code that I'm using in my other enemy here. But for some reason, it don't work. It's really bizarre to me because I feel like the enemy idle script shouldn't be affecting anything, but I feel like it might. And that might just be because it has reference to the character body. So let's do this. I'm going to rename this symbol, and we're going to turn this in like a constant, kind of. And then we're going to do another one just called body here. So on enter, we're going to set body equal to the constant. And on exit, we're going to set body to null and clear that. And then hopefully, now it's going to throw a bunch of errors, so I'm going to have to protect that. Let's see here. We're going to have to go like if body, then do this stuff. I do this if body, keep that on one line, or will it yell at me? It won't yell. It's yelling at me for something completely different. No, that's not right. I feel like there's a better way to do this, but doing good. It's good to hear. Doing all right. I would like this game to listen to me. Yeah, so the base idea here is, no, this shouldn't matter anyway. Wait, I might just be dumb. Before I go around adjusting everything here, let me do some print stuff. So it's accessing the body of the player, but it's not like this physics update stuff isn't running, or at least it shouldn't be once we change states. The only thing that I think might actually still be running is this, and that's only because the nav mesh, or the nav object, the agent, is still active, and I think it's looping this. So that's my best guess, is that this is still being called, this signal. So we're going to need to figure out a way around that. And I would love to disable the navigation agent. Let's see, disable nav agent, though. If I could just turn it off completely, I would love that. 3. Let's see, that guy linked something. We'll take a look. Oh, this will load. I don't think I just stopped after navigation is complete. Okay. I don't know if this is exactly what we need, because this guy is just looking for stopping navigation, but I want it to stop calling back the... you know what I could do? I feel like this is hacky, but I'll do it anyway. Nav agent dot avoidance enabled equals true. And then in the exit, we can just call this false. And once it's disabled, it won't call this anymore. All right, let's check that out now. All right, get over here. Bam. It works! Oh my goodness. Okay. So that's their test. I feel like the gravity affects it way faster, which is really bizarre. Let me give it a lot more health so I'm not killing it. Okay. So you'll come over to me. I'll punch you. I don't know why that punch didn't do anything, but... Right? Like, gravity affects it way more. Okay. Oh, why did you die? You're not supposed to die? Oh, it's because I didn't finish setting the health. I want to get these guys in the same lineup. Unless maybe it's just their parameters. Yeah. Let me check their parameters here. Because enemy damage, friction, health. They all are based on the same gravity, the same gravity stuff, right? So this is gravity. This is also gravity. Get setting. See, it's the same one. And where it actually like applies the gravity is here, unless it's applying that gravity twice somewhere, which would be a problem. It's not here. In fact, this is applying the upwards knockback. State machine, no. Enemy idle should be completely disabled. I also don't have any gravity code in here. The attack component, no. That's for something completely different. This is the knockback upward keeping damage that this enemy supplies. And it wouldn't apply to itself. Like if I crank that up and then play it. Hurt box, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what would be causing that to move so much quicker. Like, something doesn't get called any faster. It gets called in a same physics process. It's passing in the same delta. Right? This is interesting. I think the friction works reasonably. Let's set their frictions to be the same. Oh! Enemy base component. There it is. I knew it. It's getting set twice. It's this enemy base component that is setting everything. I don't think I need this. Yeah, I don't. Okay, that's actually huge. This component can ruin literally everything. There we go. That's a lot nicer. That's literally perfect. And now it's basically the same thing as this guy after that damage. So after it gets damaged, it needs to go back to being a sentry, like a goon running around. Something I do want to check real quick is that see how it like didn't knock back? I want to know why. If I had to guess, it's setting the. It doesn't seem like you can adjust the AI or the velocity while the nav agent is working on it, and I assume that it's applying the knockback here while it's still in movement mode. I might have to move knockback back to its own component. I don't know why I moved it off its own component. Yeah, I'm not sure why I moved it off its component. It might have been because I didn't want it to do knockback stuff while this damage ready, because I have a basically this damage ready variable lets it take damage when it's true. So if it's in the air, it's not ready to take damage because it's. I don't want you to chain damage while they're in the air because they can't actually take more knockback when they're in the air. So let's do that. I already have a knockback component. I'm just going to add it back. And then we can do this. We can do this. Damage ready will stay. I'll have to figure out a way to turn knockback off when it's not needed. I actually think this guy won't take knockback now, so we have to reconnect knockback to the do we? Hurt box. Take damage. Connect. Pick. And then connect. And I believe it's the hurt box component. And then it emits with the attack. Okay. Alright, almost. The only problem is I want... See this? That's what we gotta fix. Do I want to fix that? I'm not sure. Because technically it wasn't taking damage. But I do think maybe chaining them in the air could be pretty fun. I gotta mess with it. Maybe I want to have some sort of combo system where they have to keep like kind of like a rhythm going, but I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. So for now, I just want to disable knockback when they're in the air. Signal, take damage, that's hurt box. The knockback component's here. If target, I'm going to rename this again. And that was interesting because the body was on the floor. Or maybe it's because it wasn't assigned. So now it should only work when it's on the floor here. But see how it like kind of continues moving. It like we can move how the knockback works if I keep punching it. I don't know how we're keeping it in the air, actually. It shouldn't be applying upwards knockback if it's not on the ground. See, if is on floor. So I don't know what its metric is for being on the floor. So it's true if collided with the floor on the last column, move and slide. Oh, maybe it's because I was underneath it. So if I go here, right? So I doubt if I go here... Yeah. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. But if I, like, stand under it. See, if I get under it, then I can, like, kind of balance it. And it'll think I'm on the floor, which is a little weird. It is a little weird. How can I make the player not the floor here? Because I want it to collide, but I don't want it to be considered a floor, so I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to need a reference to... I'll just have a reference to the health. Let's see. Now the health component, we actually probably replace this entire thing from is on floor to health component dot damage ready. Let me think here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now you're not going into the air. No way, it should probably be should be that. Then if health component dot damage ready. There we go, that's it. Okay, I kind of was worried that would happen. Damage ready is always coming back false here. Maybe instead of calling a signal to knockback, let's do this. Hurtback. Yeah, so let's disconnect that. And instead, I'm going to call knockback from health, which in case we don't need this, because health will handle that for us. So do that. Let's do this. Simplify that up. Where is the health component? Okay. So instead of doing a, what was I going to say? Instead of grabbing health from knockback, we're going to grab knockback component. And then see if damage ready equals false, and then it'll turn back true once it's on the floor. Health minus equals damage, Q free. And then I'm going to say knockback component dot knockback. And then we can actually clear this out because that was something it was yelling. Was it yelling? No, that's not where it was yelling. You actually have to pass an attack. Okay, never mind. I was wrong and now I'm right. I'm still wrong. Okay. Health. Assign knockback. Okay. There you go. See, now it's not like only when it's on the ground it can take damage and health. Alright, so what is next here? Why is there a script open? So now that we're calling knockback, it still has an issue where it is just kind of sitting around on the transition. Which is a little weird, I think. On damage, position.emit self. It's almost like this needs to be called before any damage is applied. So like when Hurtbox takes damage, this signal doesn't actually like the signal needs to go to the enemy idle first. Or something along those lines. So maybe what we do so let me go to the nodes, knockback, enemy idle, Hurtbox. Okay, so Hurtbox is calling on damage already. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect this and I'm going to connect it with code. So export box. So on enter, we're going to want to connect this. Connect. I think it's take damage. And then it needs callable. Oh, the function. Oops. On damage. Right? Oh, and it needs an attack. How does that pass in again? Take damage, on damage. I'm trying to remember how to pass in. Pass in parameters. Signal. Good though. Let's see. Unless that's it. I think that's it. And then exit, we should probably be disconnecting this. Does it also need on damage? I don't like how everything's highlighted. Okay. Should do if box dot is connected. Okay. Check if it's connected and then disconnect if it is. And I'm going to need to do this for every of the states. That way they all can direct to on damage here. And then from here, we're going to emit enemy damage. That's a transitioned. Let's see, hurt box, take damage. Let's see, what's the best way to do this? You would think Hurtbox, that would just work. So it's really unfortunate that, like, I don't need to touch the health. I guess just need to touch the knockback stuff, right? I disconnected the knockback, right? Yeah, so just take damage goes to health. I actually think it needs to be connected to the enemy idol. So those are there, and it should not be connected to the knockback yet. So but it's like once this goes away, like once it transitions fully, then it won't ever receive knockback again. Connect isn't where? It said 1816. So here, is it because I didn't set it in the inspector? I might even remove this because I don't actually think, apart from connecting this, yeah, it's weird. It's just the Y value that doesn't work. Apart from that, it looks like it takes knockback. Oh, you know why? I know why. Is on floor. So what's happening is the navigation is actually not on the floor exactly. So it looks like it is here because it is. I said it exactly. But the navigation mesh sits above the top of the world slightly, right? So what happens is when they move, the origin actually sticks to the blue part and not the actual floor. So it's not actually on the floor, which is why it's moving down when I punch it, right? See how it like drops a little bit? That's it dropping to the floor, literally. So I don't need any of that connection stuff. Yeah, looks like it was working. Let's see here. Let me enemy idle. So let's go ahead and remove this stuff. I don't know where else I needed to attach stuff to, but if body is on floor, how else do I say this? I guess I need access to the navigation agent. But not everything has a navigation agent, so navigation agent 3D. Or nav agent and dot is we should say dot is avoidance enabled. I don't know. That's the best way I can think of doing it because that variable gets flipped on and off. So I don't know. I'm curious to see if this works. No. The timings of it must not be great. So on ground Godot. Don't give me a Unity forum page. I specifically looked up Godot. How to check if a point is on the nav mesh. I'd find the closest point. So there is a map.getClosest point. I don't know if that's for the nav agent. Get. Let's see. Actually, let's go to the docs here. See if we have anything. Float height. I don't want to also grab a reference to the nav world. If I wanted to do it cheap, we could go if the nav agent velocity y is 0. That's one way to do it. I don't know if that'll work. Let's see. You could say if it's less than 0.001, something like that. Because maybe there's some discrepancy in the player. No. Because the velocity is based on the difference in direction with the player. So I don't know what the actual velocity is. Actually, I can probably test that real quick. Print the y velocity out. Oh, yeah, you can see it like... Okay. See the Y velocity changes. I wonder why. It gets really small and doesn't seem to go back up. Oh. It's probably because I punched the test dummy. Okay. Oh, did I not? It might just be because I'd never set the, I never set the collision for the, test enemy. No, moving enemy, knockback, nav agent. Yep, that's what I didn't do. There we go. Now you get knocked right out of that, huh? That feels a little cheap, but I don't think it matters all that much. Now it's getting hit right out of that movement. Okay, so this is still an issue. This, I'm going to have to figure that one out. Super weird. Because I don't think it's... we don't seem to be able to... Maybe we can? Change the, like, the position. Yeah. Looks like we can change the position midair, which is weird. That may be because now knockback's being called separate from health again. Or maybe it's not. Hurt box, node. Yeah, it is, but it's also calling it here. So let's undo that call. We're going to do that. And then knockback, we're going to grab a health reference once more. Let's see. I still want to have the ability to have things take knockback without having health. So I might just do, if not health component, or... So, okay, so if we don't assign a health component, I'm hoping it would still take knockback. Yeah. I guess there's like no point though, because now it does this infinite thing, so. Maybe I'll just assign health, but give some like an infinite health or something. I don't know. Alright. Oh, no! We just fixed that. Health component, damage ready. Oh, we're running into that same issue we had before, where damage ready gets turned false before knockback is called. Okay. I really want to base the knockback on damage ready, but if damage ready is false by the time it's calling that, that's an issue. Yeah, if damage ready gets called false before
knockback is called.
Something else I could look into. If this is the order of operations, I could just push knockback up top. Signal call order. Good though. Let's see. No way of reliably ordering the execution. Okay. It's in tree order and signals are whatever order the engine decides. Okay. So, I can't exactly order the functions to get, to get the health thing working before the apply knockback. So, if that's the case, we need to find somewhere else to do this. At this point, damage ready, I guess, is useless, right? Because regardless, all it is a check if the guy's on the floor or not. So, at this point, I think it's a useless function. And we can just do if target is character body and that is on you can get rid of this. Now what this will also do is if we put the health object on something that isn't a character body, this won't even execute at all. So I don't know what this is doing here. You can delete that. So because I don't want to go like or target, because target will be filled regardless whether it's a character body or any other node. Because if it's just a node, maybe I don't know if static bodies have is on floor. Let me see. Static body 3D to go. I don't think they have is on floor. On. Yeah. That would make sense. It's a static body. You could say or let's see. Target is not character body 3D. I feel like there's an easier way to do this, and I'm like, no, not as in a negation. feel like there's an easier way to do this, but or at least a more simpler way to do it. That feels very convoluted. Oh, crash. Got index damage ready. Okay. Oh, damage ready. Which script was this? It's not pulling up. Oh, here. Let's replace this with just if body.is on floor. Save. Okay. That didn't work. That did not work. This is like full debug mode here. I don't know why the knockback. Oh, it's the nav agent. I forgot. So do I even need... Yeah, I guess this can go here because I don't want any knockback whatsoever if it's not on the floor. And then we can just apply gravity here anyway and then condense those. All right. It's still bouncing. Why? Oh, because nav agent. Okay. Because the velocity is going to be 0 at that point. Okay. Is blocking connected, isn't group inside tree processing. That's so frustrating that the nav agent just isn't on the floor. Do you think is on floor will trigger if I make the nav thing here really close to the ground? So if I bring the height all the way down and then bring the max climb all the way down. No. Let me see if someone else has a fix. I don't want a Unity post. I could probably on exit agent dot dot target reached. Is that an event? Is that a signal? Here, what if I do like target position to agent dot position, or maybe just body dot position, so that it thinks it's at the end of its goal. Let's see. No, but that won't work because it'll always be at its desired position. Oh man. Maybe instead of 0, we get the gravity going. I have no clue. This is like such a confusing problem for no reason. It really is for no reason. This is not that hard of a problem. It's just simply that the navigation mesh isn't on the floor. Why isn't it on the floor? Big nav meshes seem to hover above nav mesh instance. Yes. This is expected. The baked navigation mesh is an approximation of the source geometry for both performance and technical reasons. Will always hover roughly around cell size height, especially on uneven ground like ramps. Okay. I guess that makes sense. But I don't know what to do about this. Because there's no way to be like disabled, enabled with the nav mesh. That is way more frustrating. I genuinely don't know what to do about that. Because it's always going to be hovering above the floor, so it won't ever actually think it's on the floor. So everything here is on floor, not. This is why I wanted to use damage ready. But I feel like I can't reliably grab damage ready. Unless I set damage ready. Unless damage ready gets set up here. I can do that. Damage. Oh, I killed that component. Where is it? Let the body hit the floor. I wish it would hit the floor. But this thing don't work. Health component. Ready. Cool. Okay. So, I think we're going to just do the process here. If, let's see, target, character body, and dot is on floor. We're just gonna have to set damage ready. That's a semicolon. Get out of here. We're just gonna set that here. True. Okay. And then damage ready will be set false in the knockback. If damage, nope. Health component dot damage ready. Oops. Damage ready equals false. Okay. Maybe that'll work. We can figure that out soon enough. No. Work. You have to be taking knockback, please. I beg you. Maybe it's because it wasn't set to true initially. Yeah, there we go. And it won't, like... I should probably have a damage counter or a health counter somewhere, but it doesn't look like it's taking double knockback, so that's good. Alright, I think that's our... I think that's how this is going to be running here. And then I need to get it back on the nav mesh after the fact. I don't know why it wants me to do that. I'm going to do it anyway, because I don't think I'm ever actually going to use delta here. So apart from that, that might be it for that. The next step would be give it a few seconds. Maybe I'll have a timer, and the timer will be set every time it takes damage, and then after a few seconds, it'll get back on the enemy idle chase thing. And then I'll have to have one more state where if it gets close enough, he'll attack, and that'll be a punch attack. But for now, I think that'll be... Actually, let's see if we can get him back on the nav mesh. I was going to end stream, but I think I'm going to do that real quick before getting off. Alright, enemy damaged. So, he's going to need a timer, right? So it's going to need a timer. What's the step here? I guess enter, we can start the timer, right? So let's go here. I'm going to add the timers of the enemy damage because might as well. Call this damage timer. Wait time. We'll do 1 second. Then I can probably change it later. Enter timer dot start. I assume. Auto start, yeah. All that can stay off. And then I believe we would need a I'll call this resume resume idle. That's nice for idle. In which case transitioned dot emit self enemy idle. This is not supposed to be in quotes. Okay. So for now, I'm just going to see if this works. The timer won't reset on every hit, but I'll have to get that working. No timeout. I need to connect that to enemy damage. Pick. Oh, resume idle. There it is. Probably was there before, I just didn't see it. Okay. So, let's see. After... null. Awesome. Actually, I'm just gonna not even bother with an export here. Null value. Why? It's right there. Timer. Why isn't that setting? Am I going crazy, or did it reset itself? Okay, I'm going to assume it reset itself because I was on the script tab. That's the only issue I have with using an external editor is that the script, if you go back to the scripts tab, wait, I don't think it's set right. See this? It's still showing up here. Let's close that out. Save. Okay. Oh, look at that. So that's it hopping. You saw that? It hopped right back on the thing while it was in the middle of being hit. So that timer needs to be reset. But that looks like it's working. That works great. That's awesome. That's fantastic. Okay. What's the issue with using external editor? So I love the external editor, but sometimes if a script ends up... So if you double click on any script here, it will open up in the IDE. But if you are to connect a signal, it opens the script editor here and will let you edit the script here. But at the same time, it will open up the IDE as well. So what will happen is it will open up the script here and save it, despite your changes here. So when you go back to the editor, it runs off the changes in the scripts editor and not your external changes. So you have to close out the script, hop off to 3D or something else, and then go back and then save it. It's a little buggy and a little jank. So you just have to be careful when you connect signals to not to make sure to close them here and then get off the scripts tab and then go back and save your changes, because I don't want them interfering. I actually had it just now completely revert this script when I had made the timer change. It's a little weird, but that's like my only issue I've had so far with using an external editor. I really love using this instead of the inside built-in one. Okay, now the timer needs to be reset whenever it gets hit. So I can probably just attach it to a hurt box. Give me 1 second. I'm back. Okay. I'm just gonna create a new thing here. Reset timer. Actually, let's be more specific. Damage timer reset. And we're just gonna do timer dot set. Can I do that? Or can I time left equals 1? Or is that just a getter? Read only, okay. Maybe we can do timer.start 1 second. Sets wait time to parameter time. So resets the remaining time to wait time. Okay, so why are you throwing me an error? Used space. Oh, it's the indentation. Okay. Or maybe it's not the indentation. Used spaced character for indentation instead of tab as used before in the file. No, I'm not. Watch this. Tab. This is another issue with the external editor. Video change your file. Yeah, it's been doing that. At least sometimes. This, I don't know what its deal is. I'm gonna call damage reset, timer reset there. The indentation, yeah, it definitely did. The script isn't open here, but it loves to throw me this error with indentation. Can I reload this? Interesting. Ah, it's fixed. Fantastic. Okay. We're just going to need to... actually, we might not even need this if I'm just going to hook it up to a signal anyway. We're going to put this in the damage signal. Connect, enemy damage, pick, damage timer reset. Connect. Okay. Now, to show you what I mean, okay, it looks like it didn't open up this time. Good. Godot's learning. But sometimes it pops up here, and then it gets all buggy and weird. All right, so let's see if I can continuously punch this guy now. All right, yeah, it doesn't look like he's hopping back on his walking, so let's let him go. He forgot that he's an enemy. Come on. He forgot. Resume idle. Okay. It should be calling this. Timeout, resume idle. Yeah. That's bizarre. Alright, let's punch him once. That's so bizarre. It was just working. And it's clearly calling resume idle. Calling timer.start. Oh. Never mind. Oh, resume idle. That's the wrong thing. Timeout is completely different. I'm looking at the exact wrong signal. Damage timer reset. Maybe I was. I'm crossing my own code in my head here. So that's calling damage timer reset. That's causing the timer to go down. The timer goes down. It's supposed to hit timeout and then hit resume idle. And resume idle is there. So what's your issue, Godot? What's your issue? I should probably check that this timer is actually running. Timer dot time left. But it's on 0 seconds. That's peculiar. Huh. Okay. So is time even starting? Start timer. No, timer's not even starting. What? Emitted when the timer reaches 0. So, no, wait, that's not the right one. Hurtbox, damage timer reset. It's right there. Take damage. All these other things have been working. I don't know why this isn't. Let's see. Go to method. It knows. It clearly knows. It clearly knows. It just doesn't want to work. Yeah, literally nothing. Maybe what would be even better to do here is to start the timer up here, and instead every time that it's damaged, we just transition to the idle again, or the damaged. What is this? So we have our, where's the enemy idle? Enemy idle, enemy damaged. So enemy idle is here. We're just gonna do a func reset state. Emit self enemy idle. I actually, no. I'm curious if this actually will work, because I feel like the state machine will detect that. But I'm curious. That's probably not a good idea, because this has already a call to this state machine. Let's try it. We can try it. Connect. And then can we disconnect something? Damage timer reset. Let's disconnect that. No, see, it hopped right back on. Ugh. Buddy. Okay. So it works when it works when it's called an enter, but for whatever reason the timer function wasn't working. Oh, I might know why. I might need to accept the an attack thing. Hold on. Just because I'm curious. Reset state. Disconnect. Connect. Enemy damage. Pick. Reset damage timer. Okay. If I had to guess, it's throwing me errors. Take damage. Yeah. That's it. Attack. It needs to take in one of those. Not that it's used. Yeah, there we go. Good. So far, so good. Yes! Perfect. And now it just needs another state for attacking, and then it's all set up. So that's fantastic. That's so neat. It's so it's like it feels nice. Now we have a lot of things going on in our debugger here. Let's see. Do that. Set navigation finish is already connected to given callable. Okay. I don't know what that has to do with that. I'll have to look into these. They're not impacting the game, so I will look into them at some point. But anyway, I might head off for the stream. That was some good progress, I think. There's probably going to be some sort of clip on my Twitter. Go follow my Twitter. Link's in the... Actually, I don't think I have the link on Twitch, but it's on YouTube. Anyway, I am going to head off and go do something else. I'm probably going to implement that attack later tonight anyway, on my own, just because I feel like it. That's some good progress. All right. Thanks to anyone who stopped by, and I will see you later.